Jen Gang. I am back with another video. Today, you can guess by the title, yes, we are talking about the number one thing you need to do to get over a heartbreak. And that one thing is focusing on you. And what I mean by that is don't become self-absorbed, don't become arrogant, don't become, antisocial. That's not what I mean. I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Let's get right into the video on why you should be focusing on you when dealing with heartbreak. What I mean by focusing on you, I mean literally focusing on you. Not what you did wrong, not where you could have been better in the relationship, but literally focusing on you for you. First things first, you need to evaluate the priorities and the things that you desire in life. So if you desire love and happiness, what you think the first thing that you need to do in order to be able to even love another human being? Love yourself. Be happy for you. A lot of people mistakenly, they need to find that in someone else. You have to find that within yourself before you can find that in somebody else. And that is a hard task to accomplish. It honestly is. But sometimes you just have to go on those journeys in order to, experience a better life. I've been there. Quick story. I went through a very hard breakup while I was pregnant. I was in the hospital sick with hyperemesis, and if you know what hyperemesis is, you're basically on your deathbed when carrying a human being. And I went through a heartbreak while being in a hospital, hooked up to IVs and tubes, and feeling like I had no one. And I'm not just talking about I got a heartbreak in my relationship. I had family break my heart during this time. I felt alone. And that is the time where it took me to realize you've been worrying about the wrong thing. You should have you should have been focusing on you the whole time. My job is to care about how I feel. It's my job to care about my happiness. It's my job to love me. And then once I'm able to love yourself, step number 2 is forgive, but get rid of everybody who can't accept that. When you begin to love yourself and care about yourself, they're not gonna like that. The people are not gonna like that because they can't run over you. They can't mistreat you. They can't do you any kind of way. Them trying to, disrupt your peace, it's not gonna work. So that is going to bother them. And it's okay at this point to remember it's about you. And get rid of those people. Pull them to the side. Hey, I love you. I appreciate you. You're not a bad person. But right now, your energy is just disrupting my peace. I don't feel like that is fair. And therefore, at this time, I am going to love you from a distance and leave it at that. It is not your job to try to accommodate anybody else at the sake of your happiness and peace. It's not. I've had people that I've done that with. I've said, it's okay. I love them. I love you to death. But I just cannot sacrifice my peace and my happiness to accommodate you. That's not going to work. And I would not expect someone to do the same for me. If I'm disrupting your peace, please, by any means, get rid of me. Because I would not allow somebody else to do that to me. So I wouldn't expect someone to allow me to do it to them. Sometimes we don't realize we're the toxic person. Step 3. I already know this comes with every heartbreak. You're sitting there and you're in your mind, you're crying, you're upset. What could I do better? What did I do wrong? I love them. I showed them. This is where people start to recognize when either 1, they're the toxic person, or 2, they've been making some bad decisions. And this is where I got slapped in the face when I was pregnant. In that relationship that I was in, I saw all the red flags. And who I blamed? Everybody else but me. Does that make any sense? You chose to be with this person. You chose to ignore the flags. You continue to forgive. You continue to let it go. You continue to let it be. Who's to blame? But I'm just saying, when you're going through heartbreak, this is the time to evaluate every little piece of your life. Because you can start to fall off when you get into a relationship where it's kind of not about you. Or it's not about the union, but it's about the other person. Or you try to do everything to just please the other person and not look at you guys as a whole. You start to fall off about, priorities. Step 4. Get into all of the things you wanted to do as a human being growing up. A lot of the times when we get into these relationships, we start to focus on the us. But us can't be happy if I'm not happy. All it takes is for one person in the relationship to be unhappy, and the whole thing starts to crumble. It takes one person to be unhappy and everything starts to crumble. What you should be doing is, if you love to do hair, make sure you're investing in that desire. If your dream was to become a child and adolescent psychiatrist, make sure that is something that you're investing your time in. Because when life passes you by and you start to remember, dang, I wanted to be a psychiatrist when I grew up, and you feel like it's too late, that is something that's going to break your heart even worse, and you're going to want to blame the other person. That's not their fault. It's up to you to take control of your life. And this is something that my grandma always used to tell me. And matter of fact, I have another grandmother that's still alive today that she still tells me this to this day. A person is either in your life for a lesson or for a lesson. And don't let this go past your head. A person is in your life for one of two reasons: for a lesson or a lesson. And what that means is, one way or another, each human being that you come in contact in your life is going to teach you a lesson that you needed to learn. Whether it break your heart or it don't. Everybody in your life is there to teach you a lesson or a lesson. They were either there to break your heart to teach you that lesson. It's not about the actual lesson. It's about the way they teach it to you. You choose how people around you are going to teach you a lesson. You're either going to do it, let them teach you the hard way, or you're going to let them teach you a better way. And not necessarily say an easy way, but a better way than breaking your heart and hurting you. A person can teach you a lesson by just sitting you down and telling you, hey, you've been unfocused. You've been unfocused. You haven't loved you. You're not happy. You need to get back on track. You need to do what you need to do. People can teach you lessons other than breaking your heart. People say, oh, heartbreak is just about lessons. No, you can choose how somebody teaches you a lesson. Get people around you. Choose somebody in your life that wants to see you happy, so that the way they teach you your lesson is through love. Mothers do this all the time when they say, oh, it's tough love. That ain't tough love. It's just love. I would rather my mom sit me down and teach me ain't nobody gonna love you better than you, than for her to kick me out her house, beat me, abuse me, verbally abuse me. I would rather my mama had set me down and said, I don't care what I do in this lifetime. I don't care who it is. Don't you let them mistreat you. And that is something that sometimes you can't control. You can't pick your parents. But you definitely can pick how you respond to those people that you are mandatorily have around in your life. Prime example, it's a lot of young black guys out here who don't have their father in their lives growing up. But when they get older, that, you know, the father maybe starts want to come around. Okay. That's not something you could control. You couldn't control, like in those instances where you can't control who it is that's teaching you the lesson. Well, at that point, it is your job to take the lesson and make the decisions behind the lesson something better for you. It's not your, don't dwell on it. Don't keep hate. Don't use it for negative connotation. Oh, my daddy wasn't there for me, so I don't even care about that. I don't care about him. I hate him. Oh, my daddy was never there for me, so I don't know how to be a daddy. We ain't taking those excuses. We taking that lesson and we making better decisions from that lesson. Your words should be coming out your mouth. Oh, my daddy wasn't there for me, so I want to be there for my kids at every point of their life that they can. My daddy passed away when I was a little girl. So my prerogative with my son is I want to spend as much time as I can with him. You never know when it's your time. I want to spend as much time with my baby as I can. And as a parent, that is hard. You have to work to make sure you can, you know, survive. You have to go to school to be the best person you can be. You got to do certain things to set an example. But you make time. And that is the same thing people need to take with these lessons. Your daddy may not have been there for you, but if I was you, I'd sit him down and say, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for not being there for me. Thank you for being a deadbeat. Thank you for showing me that there's people in life that will teach me a lesson. And there's another side that would also teach me a lesson. And see, my mama taught me that when you love somebody unconditionally, you will do anything for them. But thank you, Daddy, for teaching me that. There's some people out here like you that don't give a damn about nobody else but themselves. So when you're going through a heartbreak, your mama, your daddy broke your heart, your friend betrayed you, your boyfriend or your girlfriend cheated on you, or, you know, doing things to you don't like, don't hate them, forgive them. Yeah, forgive them. But take that lesson with the people love to say take it with a grain of salt. No. You take it with as much salt as you can and you learn from it. Because if it's one thing that you don't need to do with the lesson, is to continue to let that lesson continue on in the generation. I see this all the time, and I'm a product of this. Your daddy wasn't there for you, or your mama wasn't there for you how you needed them to be. And they was angry, and they mistreated you, and they abused you, and did all this. And you come and you do that to your kids. And you teach them that's the way to be. And they do it to their kids. And they teach them that's the way to be. And then they do it to their kids. And it just keeps going on and on until you got a whole family of angry people that don't know how to be around each other or love each other. Or they love each other, they don't know how to do it the appropriate way. Don't be that person. Do not be that person. That is not okay. It's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to want to remain in that state. So if you want to get over a heartbreak, number one, focus on you. That's all you need to do. Focus on you. Focus on how you can improve for you. Focus on how you can learn from the lessons. Just focus. I'm telling you, that's all you need to do. If you sit down and you evaluate every area of your life, I promise you, it'll get better. So guys, that was the J-Gen talk for this week. I hope you guys liked it. Guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Comment down below any more videos you'd like to see from me. Any more J-Gen talks you'd like to see from me. Until next time, guys. Later, J-Gens.